I also have flexibility to search multiple types of knowledge bases, including other workspaces. So here, I'm able to search the known errors that currently exist within the problem management workspace. I can review the information, and if one of these look to resolve the issue, I can simply select it. And it brings all the data in without me needing to go out to the other workspace, do a secondary search or lookup. It's, again, seamless access to that information here. And we, of course, have quick descriptions, save your text some keystrokes. They don't have to type their signature or their standard information that they may be entering over and over again. They can have these as workspace shared or personal logs that they can access. And of course, as I mentioned, we do have that complete integration with email. So now as we're updating this, I'm going to add myself here. And I could have more than one person. If Michelle and I are going to work on this simultaneously, we can both be added. But this will now update Michelle with the details. This will update our customer with the specifics. And if this were a larger outage, maybe something that we were going to turn into one of those globals, you'll see here that I also have the opportunity to engage with social media. Again, this is an up-and-coming theme within IT organizations. We've seen an explicit interest here from the educational markets, where a lot of students need to know that there are major outages, but again, by and large, they're focusing on or they're getting their Twitter feeds and their Facebook updates on their phones and their iPads. So by integrating with social media, this will allow for us to post up to a public-facing Twitter or public-facing Facebook account where someone could then receive those notifications. Especially useful if things like email and network activity are down. They can then get to this from external sources. And just to show you a quick sample here we can see that there was an email server outage that was posted up on Twitter, and I do have a direct hyperlink where I, as a customer, we'll log in as Craig again here, can enter in my credentials and then have direct access to see the specifics on that issue and understand what the problem may have been, so that I can then get myself involved and add myself into that request or check status on when we may see an update happen. So this was a brand new piece that was introduced in our most recent service pack. Sort of, again, our first stages here, steps into social media integration. Okay, so before we go to questions, I do just want to look very quickly at the idea of the ITIL process. And most commonly what we see is the creation of globals from the incidents, which, let's look at that SAP one, will allow for us to then easily associate new customers that are experiencing that issue and understand the potential impact to the business in terms of how many people have been affected. It also automatically then can go out and create cross-workspace copies engaging problem management. And as this problem was being worked through, and I, of course, do have full rights to see this. If I had no access to problem management, I wouldn't be able to view that information. But as I can see here now, we documented this as a known error. We created the article with the workaround if it exists. We've applied what we need to do. We need to do some kind of a patch to resolve the issue. And by simply moving this problem to the status of requires change, this, again, followed that same type of workflow in that it automatically engaged change management and created a new RFC. Now, in this example, this RFC has been completed and everything else is still open. But again, we can have this all dynamically update, all dynamically close, notifications sent out to the change team, the problem team, the incident team, and in turn the underlying customers automatically as we progress through any of these requests here. So lots of flexibility in the directions of how you may want to go, and automated updates, which is an important piece that we always like to focus on here. Now, the last thing we want to review is, of course, the reporting and those executive dashboards that I was mentioning. So we saw some homepage level dashboards right on our main view. And this would are designed really around more technician level. This is configurable in their preferences. You can, of course, push these out if you'd rather, and gives them an understanding. There's a spike in issues from sales. Why? Is there something wrong with the sales application? Do we need some kind of training for the sales team on something? And these have drill down. So when I clicked within that piece of the bar chart, it took me out to that info, and I, of course, can further filter here. I only care about things that are in these particular statuses. I can apply multiple layers here to get to that critical information that I need. These can also consist of saved searches, which can be generated leveraging every data point that we're capturing on our requests, including cross-workspace. So here I built a search just looking for any requests within 4 hours of reaching their due date. At 3 hours, management gets involved. I want to understand at 4 hours so that I could potentially coach my team and make sure that we get this addressed before it gets executed out to senior management there. Now we have these executive level dashboards. And this could be defined as a homepage. So for senior management or the executive community, when they hit the FootPrints login, this is the first thing that they see. At a glance understanding of where we are in terms of customer satisfaction, first call resolution, hot lists, trends. Why do we have 32 issues that have been carried over from last year that are still unresolved? And again, I can tailor how I'm viewing the information and have multiple tabs. So right now we're looking at my KPIs per year. We're not even going to talk about our due date SLAs here, but look at our respond by. We're doing awesome. 92%, and it's still in the green because, again, I define my threshold. I have drill down capabilities where I can print this information out. I can drill into more details as to who's assigned. I can get to each individual request that's pending. So quick access to all of that information. Again, watch lists on what's important to you, and understanding 68% of our tickets take more than 8 hours to complete this year. Probably not the best stat. So that may be an area we want to focus on. And then finally, we have full reports, anything and everything else that you'd want to pull out of the box metrics. Cross workspace, which is a unique piece. And again, within this workspace architecture, there's no limit to the number of these that you can create, and there's no cost to add them. Sky's the limit here. And I can pull multiple data points. I can look for incidents, problems, and change requests that are tied to a given service or tied to a given asset. I can pull all of that information quickly in here to extract that. Every data point can be used as criteria. Every data point can be displayed, including all of your configuration item attributes that you'll be populating in the CMDB, or of course the associated services that might have been linked. And you also can include metrics into any of these reports. Again, doing a count by priority, subtotaled by operating system, or subtotaled by service name, or by department, in which of our groups puts in the highest number of high priority requests. I can very quickly and easily add this information with minimal understanding that needs to be entered in. You, of course, can save these, access them from the My Report section, and schedule them to automatically run on an ongoing basis. So if we just want to look at our breakdown of the last 2 weeks by category, this could be automatically run and emailed to the interested party ongoing. And these two will support any custom metrics, will support drill down, and give you, again, direct links if you'd like to all the tickets. So lots of quick and easy ways to then get that information back out of the system that you're entering in here.